On today's episode of MotoCheez.
The following movie is rated I.
So what is up, guys? Welcome to Cheezy's Garage again with my assistant mini truck. Just acquired this 20 volt Leaky DIY chainsaw that I'm going to review. 20 volt 2.4 amp charger. Good sized battery. I'm surprised. It's a 4 amp hour 20 volt battery that needs to be charged. So we'll plug that in. We'll leave it on charger. 20 volt 10-inch bar chainsaw. 5 meters per second speed on it. It does have an automatic oiler. Decent size. That's where the oil feeds the bar. Let's get the bar. It does come with a bar protector. And yep, it actually has a roller tip. So it is a roller tip bar. Adjuster. It looks like you can flip this to this side for when the bottom of your bar wears out. So you can use this side. Of course, that hole matches up to that because that's the oiler. That's an O-ring. Okay. And that is what oils the chain. It looks like a standard pitch chain. This does not have an automatic sharpener. Some people like those. I don't particularly think they're that great. And that's it. Just a partial turn. Oh, that's pretty tight. Well, looks like we're done. Let's put some oil in there. Super Tech heavy duty bar and chain oil. I used to use used oil, but it made it a little messy because it was so thin. Never run this without bar oil. First of all, you'll have no power, and B, it'll wear your chain and your bar out. Usually I check to see how the oiler is by how much it flings off. Let's put the battery on first there, Cheezo. It's getting a little oil. Just took a while. Let's check this oiler. I can't stress how important it is to have oil. That's there. It's a coming.
That's what she said.
Tensioner, you move it that much. Literally. Okay? Just move it very little. You should also tighten when your bar is in the up position. About like that. That's pretty good. This is very, very sensitive. You move it just that much, the bar moves about that much. So we have oil. Let's see how it cuts cardboard. Let's see how it cuts wood. Who likes Leatherface, huh? Of course, when you use a chainsaw, you have to wear protective equipment. All you need is one little slip and you're screwed. You're not going to have a good day. That's all I could say. 120-minute charge time. Weight including battery and charger is 9.6 pounds. So it looks like 8.14 ounces battery and saw without charger. Gives you all the basics of cutting trees, how to notch and box your tree, how to cut your tree part way through and roll it, how to undercut a limb and then cut from the top so it doesn't peel off the bark and hang there. That's it. Basic. Has decent weight, which I'm hoping means the motor's decent. Always keep these clean if they get packed full of wood chips and all that, of course. And pull that off. It does come with a little safety for the trigger. When you fill it up, do not go over that max mark. This is a safety. It's supposed to be they call it a chain brake. I will demonstrate. So if you get the saw and it doesn't work, this little brake might be on, which is actually a switch on an electric saw. I did notice there's a little tear-shaped cutout here. That little tear-shaped cutout, of course, is to hang it on the wall. One thing I like to do, because these never hold on, is, I'll show you. Take a small little drill bit. Do that. And I'll show you why. Find yourself one of these little cheapo bungee cords, and you make sure this is in there the right way. And then you do this, which this one's a little long, so I'm going to shorten it up. And then you put one end on, and I like to crimp this one just in case so you don't lose it when you're in the woods. And then do that. And I do that to all my saws. So then when you need to take it off, do that. You'll never lose it again. Ah, pretty fart smeller, huh? So we're going to wait for some daylight, and we'll bring this thing out tomorrow. I'm going to charge this battery up full, and we're going to cut, and we're going to time and see how long this thing will cut on this battery. 4 amp hour battery, brand new chain, nice and sharp. This thing should cut quite a bit. And I just so happen to have trees that are down in my trailway. So tomorrow I'll take you guys along and we'll do it. Plug this battery in, let it charge up.
A few moments later.
We're going to see how long the battery lasts on this chainsaw. Got a freshly charged battery here. Oiler is full. It is cold out, so need these today. Yesterday was 8. You're definitely going to need 4-wheel drive. Just so happen to have a tree that's down across one of my trails. Now that's a little big for this, but it'll be a good test. Alright, it's 9:30. We all know how lithium is in a cold, so but once I start using it, the battery should warm up. It's exactly 9:30. I should have done this before the snow, Cheezo. As you know, it's a fairly good sized log for this bar and this saw. Normally they test it on like a small 3-inch logs, how many you can cut. Like this size. That's more what it's intended for, of course. Always let the chain do the work. As you can see, that's the maximum for this bar. Pretty good so far. And that's oak, boys. That's hardwood. This is a real good test. I guess I'll see how much battery it shows here. Oh, shows half. I guess I'll shut mini off. Definitely warmed up. Pretty good so far. I didn't even think it would go this far, to be honest. We're to the point where the tip isn't even getting through the log. Wow, pretty good. That's the absolute maximum. That one. Never let your blade hit the dirt or it will dull it. Do a little lemon. It doesn't have a variable trigger. It's on or off. And that'll usually throw your chain. Loosened up a hair. Not bad for frozen oak. As you can see, it's not rotten at all. Whew. Been out here long enough for my fingers to get cold. And the battery's still going. Cut through these little logs real easy. Don't touch the dirt. Oh, that might be it. Getting close. Yeah, I think that's it, boys. Yeah. That's about all she wrote. Whew. Good. My fingers are frozen. What time is it? 9:46. So 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 big cuts. 18, 19. About 21 small cuts. 22. That's pretty good. It's not intended for that big stuff right there, so I'm pretty surprised. Let me measure what the biggest cut I did was. Must be about 10 inches. So the biggest and last cut that I did was 9.5 inches, or roughly 24 centimeters. Like that tape measure? I'll put a link for that too. So much stuff you do inches and metric. It's nice to have one of these, and it has it on both sides. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. Nice thing about electric is you don't have to smell the fuel, and you don't have to worry about it starting. And I have a little inverter in this and in my Jeep, so I could charge the batteries in the vehicle. Put her in low. So what do I think? My impressions on this saw was it did better than I thought it would, honestly. For a little saw to cut basically from 8 or 8.5 inch to 9.5 inch, that's pretty good. That's the maximum cut I did on every cut. And you could say, oh well, you know, it's only 15 minutes. 15 minutes at maximum cutting capacity with a few seconds in between is actually pretty good. I own several battery saws and gas saws. I think it's a pretty good buy. Mini runs good. 15 minutes to cut all that wood. Some of you might say, oh well, that's nothing. Figure it this way. I bought several of these, 6 to be exact. There's a 4.5 inch log. Cut right through that, no problem. Look how many 4.5 inch logs it takes to make that. About 3 of them. So basically every one of these cuts is 3 of these cuts. So that's not too bad, I don't think. Are you going to cut cords and cords of firewood with this? No. Is it good to keep in a car, an emergency, when a tree is down, you're on a road and there's a storm? Yes. Is it good for an ATV? Yes. Is it good for a motorcycle? Yes. I have one that I kept on a motorcycle from Harbor Freight, and this actually compares to the Harbor Freight one, although this one has a little bit bigger bar. But I keep one on my motorcycle too. I forgot I put Whitey away. It's perfect for the homeowner or a backup saw to keep in your Jeep or your 4-wheel drive if you go off-roading, or just if you go camping. If you're a camper and you want to not cut by hand, this is perfect. It's not loud. I have plenty of gas saws. They're buried here, but okay. I'm a Husky fan. I have plenty of those, but with one of these, you don't have to worry about gas going bad. You don't have to worry about the carburetor getting gummed up. All you gotta worry about is the batteries. And it's quiet. So if you're at a campsite, you can use this. Or if you're somewhere stuck where maybe you shouldn't be, although I don't condone that behavior. Used not quite a quarter of the oil. So it looks like you get probably 3 battery charges out of an oil fill for the chain. I'll give a link, and they're going to give me a discount code for you guys too. It'll be down below. I think it's a pretty good deal. As long as they back up their product if anything goes wrong, it's a great deal. I don't have much dealings with this company, but the after purchase support is everything. And every time I've asked about anything about this saw when I first got it, they were very responsive. So go ahead and get yourself one off Amazon, boys, if that's what you're looking for. For all that cutting, blade doesn't look that bad. That should be like a razor at all times. If you got to push your saw through a piece of wood, sharpen it. The oiler does leak a little bit. I haven't found any saw that never did leak a little bit of oil off the chain oiler. Let's get this charged up. So I usually cut the legs off an old pair of jeans and keep it underneath the saw when it's in the car. And of course I try to find a little zipper case that they'll fit in. Put the leg of the jeans underneath it so whatever drips in there is always on that. Plus you always get chips when you put it away. And then when it does soak up enough oil, you use it to start the fire. Looks like they use SunPower lithium ion cells, 3.7 volts apiece. Figure I'd open it up just to see what the battery pack looked like inside for you guys. Look like they're spot welded together, and it's soldered to this circuit board. Looks like decent quality. Thanks for watching.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.